Hello everybody, my name's Neil, ZL1WBZ, and this is my setup. I thought we would just explain what's here on the bench. I get questions from people that come visiting. This is in the corner of a garage, tucked away. It's a dual purpose, it's a repair station as well as ham radios and commercial radios. So I'll just explain what we've got here. We'll start over this side. Firstly, way over here, a little blue. This is just a UHF CB for those outside of New Zealand and Australia. It's 476, 477, 80 channel, free to use, 5 watts. Then we've got a little marine radio, handheld. This here is a commercialized version of the UHF CB. It has UHF CB channels and commercial UHF. Good old fashioned Baofeng, can't go past one of those, and there's your backup. And then I've got my favourite. This is a Anytone 878 UV2 Pro with all the APRS. Hotspot, DVM hotspot. Dual screen PC, here's screen 1. It's just got my hotspot dashboard and what's happening on Brandmaster on DMR hotspot. Then over here, there's a whole bunch of radios. We've got a little HF radio there from Yaesu. It's got no power on at the moment. This is a little backup. It's got a few little issues. Below that, little ICOM, HF and radio. Currently my antenna is lying on the ground due to construction of the neighbour's fence, and it's been on the ground for a while. We'll hopefully get that back up shortly. We've got a Tate 8200 UHF2 for those outside of New Zealand. It's 450 to 520 megahertz, 25 watts. Use that for testing commercial stuff and just basically listening around the bands. It also has UHF CB in it as well. Next to that, I've got another Tate. This one is a 9300 DMR and analog. It's 403 to 470 meg. It's currently on one of the local DMR repeaters. It also has all the 70 centimeter low amateur repeaters. Dropping down a bit, got a little 8110 Tate. It's a 66 to 88 meg radio. It's part of a localized network. There's about 20 of us on a network across the upper half of New Zealand in that band. Great coverage. I've got a VHF DMR and analog. It's currently scanning the local 2 meter repeaters, which include DMR and analog. Quiet at the moment. Below that, good old fashioned 26 meg CB, 26 in New Zealand, 27 Australia and the rest of the world. I have spare aerial up on the roof. This one is covers most of the UHF band, basically 400 to 520, just a dipole on the roof. Yeah, there's a little SDR receiver, which is the second screen. Just humming away there at the moment. Most of the time this gear is left switched on but turned down, much to my wife's amusement. Otherwise it chats away during the night. My ICOM here has an interesting fault. It keeps switching itself on. So you can switch it off with a button, and an hour later, 2 hours later, 4 hours later, it'll just switch itself back on again. Most inconvenient sometimes in the middle of the night, so just got to be wary of that one. Yeah, that's pretty much my workshop area. I've got solder stations. I have another VHF radio under here. That's basically just running marine, as we're less than a kilometre from the beach out onto the Pacific Ocean. Keep it here on the boats, the local repeaters, and also the weather channels. A little variable power supply, it's only 4 amps max for working on circuitry, and a switch over. I've got a 30 amp supply as well under the bench, and a 100 amp hour battery powering most of this. We have a Codan power supply charging up my battery. We have power cuts here, and every so often we get out the mains inverter and clip it across the battery just to run some objects in the house, of course, when there's no power. And yeah, it knocks that battery around a bit nowadays. You may notice the windowsill. In my past life, I've been in the commercial radio industry and collecting odds and sod radios that were used in New Zealand. We've got little Motorola trunked portables and a bigger PTX 760 versions. Got old GP300s. The Simoco 9100 series. Bit of an ugly radio. Few issues, but that one's UHF. Good old fashioned Motorola next to that on 800 meg. The yellow one in the background is another Simoco 9100. That one's VHF. A little UHF 329 plus. A Tate VHF in the background. And some very sad ICOM and Motorola's behind there. I've got a whole bunch of others, but they're all just tucked away. Thanks for watching. If you like this, hit the button and even subscribe.